What's up, beautiful people? It's me, Ricky Jones Jr. In this video, I'm gonna give you a beginner's crash course on how seeds go from itty bitty tiny to the nice, beautiful, luscious harvest that we also desire each and every time. Let's go! What's up, beautiful people, and welcome to another episode of Don't Keep Up With the Joneses. 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 Alright, great people. So again, it's going to be a quick crash course, which obviously I have an intent for why I'm even doing this video. So make sure you stay tuned for the end of it so you even know like why I'm even doing this. But nonetheless, like I said, let's give a quick crash course on how these seeds from this size end up to be a whole bean plant that we can ultimately eat, as well as, and I'm going to show you some other seeds too, be a harvest for us to be able to receive again. So long story short, there are 3 parts to each and every seed that is vitally important, okay? And that is, you have the seed coating, which obviously is what you see, which makes the seed nice and hard and rough. And then there is the embryo, which is the part in which has the growth that we will then see above ground or places like that wherever we're growing. And then there is the endosperm, right, which essentially is the area in which like the food is stored. So there is food within these seeds. Within each and every seed is the ability for it to grow and to feed itself as it sprouts and grows, which is why when you plant your seeds, you don't have to fertilize them until their true leaves come, which true leaves are when there is not only just like one leaf, but then there's another leaf, like you usually see like 2 leaves in a little stem situation. And when you see those being nice and strong, you can say that you have true leaves. And then from there, you can say to yourself that you have a strong and plant that has the ability to grow if you do everything else right. That's water it enough and things like that, and make sure it gets the right sunlight, and all those things are even into effect and a factor as you're even growing from the seed, which again, the seed coating is very dense, right, or hard. Now what we have come to find out even on this channel is that you can even soak your seeds. You can soak these bean seeds as well to help to slow down the time in which it takes for these embryos, right, now that we know, to get the necessary water to be able to grow and expand and hit the sunlight and all those things. So again, you can soak bean plants, you can soak any of your seeds really, but all seeds aren't necessary. And truth be told, some seeds are even harder to manage, to plant, to deal with when they are wet. So obviously you don't do all of them, but you can do your bean seeds, you can do okra seeds, and I did a whole video on soaking your seeds prior to planting your seeds for eliminating the time from planting to germination, right? And so even with that being said, right, when we have a seed, which I'm gonna even pick up another seed now because all seeds aren't even made equal, which I'm gonna pull up and show you all a seed that one seed sprouts 3 to 4 plants, right? So there's even a plant for that. But here we go with this itty bitty, I don't even know if you can see it. Oh, there it is. In between my fingers, you have a kale seed. And I bring this up because it's so small, like itty bitty small, but we know the kale plant can be a nice, big, beautiful, bushy, luscious plant. And I show this because it just shows how minute a start can be that ultimately can lead to the harvest that we also love, right? And you have a lot of seeds, a lot of vegetable things start this small, but again, this even have a seed coating, it has an embryo, and it has an endosperm as well. And so that's why, again, we don't need to fertilize seeds when we plant them. They have enough food to grow, right? And then once that food is inadequate, it's time for us to fertilize, which, we could talk about that on another video. But more than anything, what I want to show you all and tell you that why you plant it, right? Once you plant the seed, and I say plant the seed, you can put, now there's multiple ways to start a seed, okay? So let's talk about that, and I'm gonna show you the other one that I was like loving. But there's multiple ways to start a seed. What do you mean, Ricky, start a seed? Start a seed is when you go from the round or, oblong seed that you also used to seeing into having it being germinated or sprouting. Sprouting is what, people who may or may not know about, gardening say, but germination is the technical term for when we see the stem come out of the ground, or you're growing medium and then have those true leaves. However, what am I saying? All you need for the seeds to grow is the right amount of moisture, right amount of sunlight, and the right temperature for that seed, which is why you grow things in their season, which is why I do videos each and every month to share things that you can grow for that particular month, because things change throughout the year, right? And so also you want to be mindful of your climate that you're in. Zones is a technical term for like gardeners and things like that, but all those things play a factor in the seed going from its dormant stage to a germination stage, which will then lead to a harvest stage, okay? And so again, all you need is the right amount of water. You don't want to drench your seeds. You want the right amount of sunlight or the right amount of light. It may not be the sun, it could be grow lights, which I've grown those as, or grown things from grow lights as well. And then you want to have the right medium, okay? And the right medium is going to make sure that the seed has enough covering to sprout. And the way that seeds sprout is that the roots come out first, okay? And so, you know, you may have planted a seed and you're like, I don't see it. It says it's gonna germinate in like 3 to 4 weeks, and I don't see it sprouting or anything. I don't see any activity. Well, it could be because it's happening all underground, okay? The roots are going out first, which the roots are vitally important because they are what brings the water and the nutrients to the embryo itself, which then grows. So it makes sense why roots grow and then the plants then sprout from there, because that root is what feeds the sprout that ultimately you see, that then leads to the germination, which then leads to the maintenance, okay? Because once you have things growing, it's game time, show time for you to shine, okay? And so don't worry, your time will come. And now the fun thing about that is I say within a growing medium, because it's not always soil that is necessary to grow a seed. You can grow seeds in perlite, you can grow them in cocoa coir, peat moss, soil, sand, and I'm gonna even do some things between 2 pieces of paper towels. And I'm gonna do that because I look to plant those seeds within my hydroponic system, and so I don't want like the soil to be a part of the seed and the root and get my water dirty and things like that. So that is a cleaner way to sprout a seed so that it can grow within your hydroponic system, and that could work for hydroponics, aeroponics, and other systems like that. But I'm saying that to say even 2 moist pieces of paper towels are a way to start a seed. And like I said, I do have a seed that has a multiple sprouts per seed, and you may have seen me talk about it in other videos, but more than anything I'm gonna show you it being a beet seed, okay? And let me show you this beet seed. Hopefully it'll focus. Boom shakalaka, there it is. But beet seed is very like prickly and things like that. And even when you have seed packets, boom, it'll show you on the back how deep you will want to sow it. You have your plant depth, you have your seed sprouting, seed spacing, and sometimes they'll even tell you like maturity, boom shakalaka, 55 days into maturity. And sometimes they'll even tell you germinations and things like that if they're bold enough and confident enough, because they know people will go by what's on the packet. But then if you look at the very fine print, it'll say, you know, it doesn't always work out the way it says. But in it all, with it all, again, hey, when we're starting seeds, just know, beginner gardeners or even intermediate gardeners, know that the seed has everything it needs to sprout, okay? It has the strength, the nutrients, the food to take off, right? And then we know that the root does grow first, and then we have activity above ground or above whatever growing medium that you are growing in. And then know that you want to make sure your soil, or excuse me, your seed stays moist, it gets the right amount of sunlight or light in general, and it's in the right temperature and or growing season, okay? And so with those 3 or 4 things all in mind, you will have germination of each and every seed that you also desire to plant and things like that. So I'm excited for you. I'm excited with you. Stay locked in, stay tuned in, because like I said, I'm gonna do some things with the hydroponic system, and so it may be a way for you as it may be a way for me. But more than anything, I want you to know that you can do it, great people. Say to yourself, I can grow my seeds, I can grow my plants, I can grow my food, and I can eat healthy, okay? With all those being said, this was fun, this was great. And if such content was beneficial to you, if you would, please click that subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it. Until then, and I'm excited to see you on the future videos. Let's grow. Peace. Love you.